Okay, everybody. Can you all hear me? Can I get a thumbs up? Awesome. We will go ahead and get started here. I know it's a few minutes past 7 o'clock. First things first, I've seen in the chat already there may be a problem with our plan to rename people. We'll get to that soon, but if you can rename yourself in Zoom, what I'd like you to do is to name yourself after the room you want to be in later. Later we'll break into breakout rooms by research area. And the three rooms will be number 1, human sciences, 2 would be natural sciences, and 3, physical sciences, and we'll also lump in engineering and math in that. So if you can rename yourself, do that. If not, hang back in the main room and we'll ask you and we'll just slowly get everybody in the right room if we have to. All right, and then just a reminder, anybody who was a member, we sent out a message and said, if you brought a friend, we would send you a few goodies in the mail. So just, if you did bring a friend, put your name in the chat, tell me your friend's name, and we'll make sure we get to that after the meeting tonight. All right. So we'll get started here. We won't spend too much time talking. We want to talk this. We want you to open up and talk to our STEM experts here today. So in case this is your first time here, this is the Virtual Science Club. So we are a joint effort between the Southern Appalachian Science and Engineering Fair and the UT Pre-College Research Excellence Program. So we've joined together to do this club. We meet 2 times every month. One time we do a guest speaker session where we all stay in one big room just like this. And that was the last session, but tonight you're in the breakout room session. So tonight we're actually going to break out into separate research areas, and you'll get to hear from some of our UT grad students and some other STEM professionals that are experts in the area. And just a quick announcement, our next meeting will be 2 weeks from today. That's December 1st. Believe it or not, it'll be December in 2 weeks. That meeting will also be on a Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, and it will be a guest speaker. The speaker is going to be Dan Hurst, who he is the founder of Strategy, which is a company here in Knoxville. And correct me if I'm wrong, Kim, but he's a former SACEF participant, right?
He's a former SACEF winner. He went to the International Fair.
Okay, so participant and winner, and he went to the International Fair. So he can tell you a little bit about what that experience will be like if you decide to enter the fair this coming spring. Speaking of the fair, just a few important notes. Again, this is a joint effort from the Southern Appalachian Science and Engineering Fair, SACEF for short. And registration is open now. Pre-approval deadline. What that means real quick is if your project that you're doing involves human subjects, whether it be surveys of your family or friends, whether it involves animals or anything that would be potentially dangerous, like anything flammable, something like that, you do have to get that approved through us. So do that before January. I would recommend you do that as soon as possible. And the final project deadline is February 28th, but the fair itself is March 29th and March 30th of this coming spring. So coming up soon, and we can hopefully kind of get your mind going tonight about what you want to do for your project. sacef.utk.edu is where you'll find more information. Okay, so before we really jump into our breakout rooms, we have Dr. Ron Kalafsky. He's not here tonight, but he was kind enough to record a short video. It's about 5 minutes long that we're going to start off with. And he is the Associate Vice Provost and Director of the Honors and Scholars Program at UT. And he also helps to oversee the undergraduate research department as well, which he is, the undergraduate research department is a great opportunity if you decide to go to UT to get involved in research at an early age with faculty here, grad students here, but I'll let him tell you more about that. Give me just a moment and I will pull that video up.
While Jason's doing that, we have, Jason and I will be in the main room most of the time. So if you have specific questions about the science fair and the forms you need, Jason is the person to go to about all web questions on the web. So any questions like that you have about the science fair, we'll be there to answer your questions.
Hello to everyone in the Virtual Science Club. This is Dr. Ron Kalafsky. I'm Associate Vice Provost and Director of Honors and Scholars Programs, and I also oversee the Office of Undergraduate Research and Fellowships. I'd like to take a few minutes here to talk about the Honors and Scholars Programs at UT, as well as undergraduate research and some of the myriad opportunities and benefits they can provide for you during your time at UT. We try to offer very dynamic experience that will really stretch students while you're here intellectually through a very unique and varied opportunities. We try to create an environment of academic and intellectual excellence. We try to aim to challenge students, and we try to create involvement for students both globally and locally, so at different levels, if you will. And what we're trying to foster here is an environment of lifelong learning and appreciation of learning in general. And we do this through social responsibility and a sense of integrity across the program. So what are some of the benefits for the Honors and Scholars Program? Well, you have access to the Honors and Scholars Lecture Series, social activities, service learning, and some very interesting study abroad opportunities. The honors students have study spaces in the Howard Baker Center that are exclusive to them. They also have access to a living and learning community in the Dogwood Residence Hall, where you would be living with other honors students, which I think can be very important. Also, there is another benefit as priority course registration and advanced library privileges. So you see that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are some very important benefits to being in the honors programs at UT. Now we have 4 honors programs at UT. I'll just go through each of them. It is a very marquee program. It kind of fosters leadership and community involvement. It's limited to 15 incoming students every year. They have some of the benefits of this are an internship with the incoming class of next year. And then also as well a study abroad program. And then our largest program is the Chancellor's Honors Program. Again, you kind of can create your own honors program, and it's a very, very interesting and intellectually stimulating program. We have the Honors Leadership Program, which as the name says, is a big focus on leadership and development of the leaders of tomorrow. And then next we have, and not last but not least, certainly, is the 1794 Scholars Program, which is an honors program for many students. It's like a 2-year program that students can get into partway through their studies at UT. But all these programs are quite good, quite intellectually rigorous, and they do tend to create leadership. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is undergraduate research. This is becoming a very important component of the undergraduate experience while you'd be at UT. And it's more broadly defined than most people would realize. Some examples: engineering students working on prototypes of cars or aircraft, psychology students interning at hospitals, English students working on archives, business students examining market data, communications majors analyzing the media. And essentially, these days, any major holds the potential for research. And what we see is a lot of interdisciplinary research occurring that, for example, business students will be working with engineering students or students in foreign languages to work on research projects, international research projects. So you see, I mean, the combinations are almost limitless, but this is becoming, like I said, a very important part of the undergraduate experience at UT. And so to give you a little background on undergraduate research, over 4,000 students are participating in undergrad research every year. Over 1,000 of these students present their research. We have an annual research conference, if you will, called Eureka. We hold faculty-led summer research sites. We have research, our designated, which are research designated courses. These courses have an intensive focus on research. We have a poster series, or it's a nationwide poster series, but we've had over the past 5 years, we've had posters selected for posters on the Hill in Washington. And our students have recently, and with quite regularity, have been placing in the top 10% of global undergraduate research awards. So you can see that it's very well supported and very well regarded at UT. Okay, what are some of the benefits of undergraduate research? Okay, you can eventually apply for national scholarships and fellowships like the Fulbright, the Boren, which tends to focus on foreign language study abroad, Goldwater, Marshall, National Science Foundation, and many others. Graduate school, I mean, this is thinking many years ahead, but if you're interested in graduate school someday, grad school is all about research. And if you do some undergraduate research while at UT, this places you very well for the future. And really, as it says here, increases your marketability. Med school, another example, they're looking for students that have undergraduate research. And finally, at the end of your 4 years at UT, and you're interviewing for positions in the private sector, industry, or in government, having undergraduate research experience can provide a lot of advantages when you go to interview on the job market. So what I wanted to do over the past few minutes here is just give a background on the exciting opportunities available with honors and scholars and undergraduate research and how it can benefit you. If you ever have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you.
Thank you from Dr. Kalafsky there. And next we are about to move into our breakout room. So before we do, what we're going to do is, to give me just a couple minutes to get you all situated in the right room. I have based it on what you told me in advance when you RSVP'd. So if you didn't RSVP, just hang here in this room and we'll get you into the right room. But while we are doing that, if you want to, what we're going to do is a scavenger hunt. So what I want you to do is, in your room, in your house, or wherever you are right now, go find something that's orange, anything, it can be anything at all, and tell us, be ready to tell us why that's important to you. And I will then, what I'm going to do while you're finding that orange thing is I'm going to put you in your breakout room. And once you get there, we will let you all share about that orange, whatever it is that you find. So here we go, but we will get